Hit it.
Hello.
All
Hey
right,
guys.
and we are live. All right, guys. For anybody watching, welcome to our little test stream. We're sort of testing out, making sure that our streaming software is all working out okay. So we're gonna go ahead and play the game a little bit, and yeah, let you guys ask whatever questions you want, and yeah, sort of show it off and have a little talkie time. It'll be fun. Um, So I think so. This is Noah and Remco. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and what your role is on the team, real quick.
I guess I'll go first. My name
Yeah.
is Noah Brewster. I am the lead programmer on Starfighter Inc. Responsible for code implementation as well as a couple other things around the project. Yep.
No, my name is Remco Vandenberg. I'm the lead technical artist on the team, and I mostly work on getting all the assets in the engine looking as sweet as possible.
Yep. And I am Zachary Laundress. I'm the technical director and one of the senior programmers. I sort of manage to make sure that the programming team and the whole technical team doesn't crumble and die. So I think Remco and Noah are gonna play a match with us play a match for us rather. Um, so yeah, do you guys have one going?
Yeah. Let me.
I'm flying around at this moment, dear Commander.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh no. Windows taskbar.
So again, if anybody watching has any questions, just post them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer any and all questions that you have.
Yeah, that's a no go.
No go on what?
The spawning. I need to rejoin.
Oh, okay. So just to give a little bit of background on the game, if anybody watching this isn't familiar with the game, so it's a hard science military space simulator. Um, so everything you see in the game is something that is fully plausible in the real world, whether it's the way that we handle laser combat, our different like missiles and how they work. All of our spaceships and stuff are actually designed by engineers that have studied and know all the physics of how this stuff could actually work. Um, so if anybody has any questions about like the technical side of things, like hey, how do you have laser combat? Like we've got the answers. It's really cool how it all works out.
Let me try to host
Okay.
next time.
Oh, hi Jack. How's it going?
Let's see.
Wait, I'm loaded in.
Two
You can
contracts.
you can try to join. You just try the bottom one.
Okie dokie. Let's do
There we
this.
go. All right.
All right, we are in game.
So yeah, um, I think we're really proud of our flight system, physics system, because it doesn't feel like any other space game that I've ever played. Right?
Yeah. So to elaborate on that a bit further, we everything that happens, real spaceships, like from the Apollo missions all the way up to the latest SpaceX rockets that are docking with the ISS, they all use what's called an RCS thruster to actually maneuver when they're out in space. And so that's how our ships maneuver as well. You can sort of see them firing off. They're the little random white puffs of smoke that you kind of see outside. And they manipulate the ship in zero G. And this sort of, we're simulating all this very accurately so that really it doesn't feel like a first person shooter per se. It feels like a spaceship that has weight and it has momentum, and you can really feel that as you go. And you're trying to move around and look different places. And this creates sort of a really cool dynamic that as soon as anybody gets into the game and you start moving around, like you really go like, whoa, that's that's a different feel. And I hope it comes through on the stream so you can kind of see how the ships have a real weight to them, which is caused by simulating RCS thrusters instead of doing things more mathematically, as many other games will do.
Yeah.
Trying to join.
Okay.
So, if nobody has any questions right now, I can just kind of talk a little bit about some of the aspects of combat and stuff that we have in the game working right now. So right now we have three main weapon types. We've got your railgun, which is going to be a projectile weapon, flies through the air, tears through your ship, does heap loads of damage.
A lot of damage. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of damage. Molten slag of metal tears through your ship at terminal velocity in zero G. I'd say that hurt pretty bad. Then we've also got the lasers. The lasers will deal thermal damage because the laser focusing on a single point is going to sort of heat things up. And so you have to hold the laser on the point that you want to heat up, and that will start to radiate out. And eventually what happens is your components inside of your ship eventually reach a sublimation point. And once it hits that sublimation point, the metal will actually turn to liquid and then sort of just evaporate. Because in zero G, there's no atmosphere. That happens. And Noah has crashed into an asteroid.
No one saw that.
I didn't see anything. What you talking about?
Right.
Yeah. So another great thing about flying our ships is that it's all sticking to that Newtonian physics, right? So, going back to middle school, an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. And that force has to be, it has to balance out your current momentum, right? So if Noah, rockets off super fast towards an asteroid, and then he's like, oh, wait, I want to slow down. That's kind of hard to do. We've got a question. Will the ships have shields? No. So shields are an entirely mythical thing created by science fiction and pop culture. What we do have is we have armor plating. So if you put armor on your ship, it's going to make those bullets, it's going to make that heat stuff have to work a lot harder to penetrate through. But shields, as far as energy shields, like we're used to in Star Trek and Star Wars, that's not real science.
Non-existent. Would be nice. Would be fun.
Not 200 years
in real life.
Future.
It makes for some really cool visual effects, but unfortunately, we don't get to do those.
That makes it very interesting in our game, though, that we're not gonna go with that kind of technology, and it's not gonna be all that far out. Like we're gonna keep it based off the contemporary technology that we have today, and try to see, okay, what would be like the next evolution of that, without going all too crazy with it.
Yeah. Once again, any question? Oh, there's another question from the guy.
This is bad.
Can you exit your what?
Sorry.
Can you exit your pilot seat? Yes, you can. Well, okay, not in the current version. It's tech that we're actually working on it right now. But yeah, so in what you'll be able to do is you will say your ship is super damaged and you need to get a new ship. You can actually like angle yourself, like try and angle yourself back towards where your hangar is, eject and try and like launch yourself in that direction, and you'll just see your ship just drift away in space and be like bye.
Go live forever.
Yeah, right. And then so you'll be drifting through space, and if like a buddy can come over and pick you up and tow you back, that's great. If not, kind of just choose your trajectory and go get back to the base and pick up a new ship from your hangar. But yeah.
So how big will the universe be, or will you start with one star system? Currently, we're focused on staying within our own solar system. It has some amazing moons and systems within our system that we can explore and show off to people in a way that it rarely is being done. We really want to show off the beauty of our own solar system to people, and show off that there's like a lot more there than just it's a sphere in space. There's a certain color and it doesn't do anything. No, there are storms on Saturn. All the rings, all the particles that are continuously moving, clumping up, going out, like crashing, that kind of stuff. That makes it like a lot interesting, or very interesting for us to work on, at least, like to show that off, like the beauty.
Remco, perfect question just came in for you. If the gameplay and mechanics will be as close as possible to real physics, will you try and do that with the graphics and VFX as well?
Yes, absolutely. When it comes to effects, a lot of the things, the lasers as an example, like you would not see a real laser in space. So the DSS, which is the decision support system on your ship, makes a virtual representation of what that laser would look like. Another issue that we're facing with VFX is how does a nuke in space actually look? Like, what does it do? There's no like real reference for that. So we kind of we have to talk a lot with like Zach Elhaj, which is our
Engineer.
Engineer slash technical consultant. Like he's very good with that. Translating that to our VFX artists to create the best approximation that we can. And yeah, give something cool for people to look at and fire and be like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Another question: how many players will be in a multiplayer game? Noah, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I mean, we're shooting for. It depends on the successfulness of the Kickstarter, and what we can afford to do. But the goal is 6v6 engagements, small, more intimate engagements, and then if we can expand on that, we don't want it to get too crazy, but like it just depends what servers we can run the game through, networking setup and all that stuff will determine how many players we can support. But it's gonna be more like Counter-Strike team sizes, World of Tanks team sizes, I think, is a safe assumption to make.
Yeah, well put. Another question: will we have access to larger ships, or will it primarily be just single seat fighter focused? So obviously, so some ships are bigger than others. So right now, like in game, we have the Pegasus. No, actually, you got your screen up there right now, right?
Yeah, I'm going to.
If you want to show off the Pegasus, because I can see you've got it right there in the hangar. So the Pegasus is much larger than, say, the Shrike, which is a lot smaller. So the plan is, and again, this is all very dependent on funding and how much we're able to do. Um, but we'd love to be able to make ships that are multi-crewed, so that we can have like multiple players crewing the same ship. But as far as like getting into like massive motherships and stuff like that, um, this game is mostly focused on fighters. So we're not really going to be piloting gigantic motherships, but we are going to have different classes of ships that are a bit larger. So you saw the Pegasus there, and now Noah's showing off the Shrike. Oh, well, now he's
Oh
showing off the
well, the
Pegasus.
Shrike has an interesting paint scheme going on right now.
Oh, nice. Oh, is that a leopard skin?
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. So you
So
can be
flashy. So
styling.
flashy.
You can be
With
styling.
pink fins.
Oh my gosh,
Right.
that's gorgeous.
Actually, I think we can change that. Yeah. So yeah, got white.
So this is a great question coming in. Well, are we basically the question is, are we going to change our vision, or are we sticking with it no matter what? So we have had this vision for about 4 years now. We haven't changed it one iota. It has always been a hard science all the way, and we are very, very committed to that. Um, I don't know if we've said the word hard science enough, but I'll just say it a few more times. Hard science is why we're all here. We absolutely love it, and we are all huge fans of this game. I mean, we love playing it. Right, while we're just developing it, we hop in, we play some matches, and it's so much fun. And we just want the opportunity to share that with the rest of the world, because boy, it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Yeah. Do you want me to jump back in a server?
You can try to join
yeah, if
mine
you
if
guys want to
someone.
hop back into a game. Let's see.
I wasn't able to join yours, unfortunately.
Yes, it is PvP only. So we're really focused on getting you into the combat, into like the meat and potatoes. We're sort of more like World of Tanks or Counter Strike, in that it's very much focused on combat. But there is sort of a meta world outside of that, the world of the mercenaries and sort of the mega corporations that will sort of be fluctuating and moving around, and you'll kind of ally yourself with different corporations at different times and build up reputation with them. And you can get a bounty put on your player if somebody wants to put a bounty out on you because they got pissed at you when you killed them. They can put out a bounty, and somebody else could hunt you down and kill you and collect that bounty, or you could hunt down somebody else's bounty. So there's a universe beyond just the match. But as far as getting in and doing like real gameplay, it's going to be just PvP. Remco, from the same guy that asked before about the VFX and using the hard science, he was
Yes,
asking
I
if we
saw
do.
that question.
Yeah, you want to answer that?
So interesting solution. So I take that there's a lot of simulations involved, especially for VFX than Houdini. Yes, we are looking into using Houdini and other simulations or simulation programs to help us with creating the textures that we want. We also want to use the best tools that Unreal has to offer and combine the flat textures with 3D meshes to really give that like volumetric effect of how a nuke would possibly open up in space and slowly expand over time. So we definitely, we're using that as much as possible to get the best result as we can.
Yeah. Yes, I'm glad you like the bounty mechanic. I think it's super cool.
It
Very
is.
awesome. So Going back to what I was talking about earlier, again, post questions if you have them, but I'm gonna just keep talking. So I was talking earlier for anybody who wasn't here about our different types of weapons that we have available in the game right now. Um, so I talked about kinetic damage, which is going to be, just stuff, projectiles, bullets from a railgun, tearing through your ship. Um, and then we have heat damage, which is mainly going to come from lasers a lot, where it sort of starts melting your ship and then evaporating the stuff, which is really cool. I could go on for a long time about how the lasers work. But then what one of my favorite systems is actually the explosions, because the explosion is a happy marriage of the two systems where they really start to play into each other, because in a nuclear blast we have an epicenter that has a heat fall off. So within the epicenter of the explosion, there's going to be a lot of heat because it's a lot of energy being released at once. And within that epicenter, almost anything in there is just going to get instantly vaporized. But when it detonates, before it actually does the vaporization heat, some bits of shrapnel are actually going to fly out, and that's actually going to all count as impact or kinetic damage. And so the missiles are sort of in this weird spot where they use both systems to really. It's a great example of where we're sort of simulating more than just the bare bones, but we're simulating everything. So on the off chance that your armor is down and a random piece of shrapnel comes in and just nicks your reactor core, and your reactor core was already critical, if that piece of shrapnel comes in and barely hits you just at the right angle, it could actually detonate your reactor core, and then your reactor core blows up, and then that blows up other stuff, and then that blows up other stuff, and it causes a whole chain reaction, just because that one piece of shrapnel hit you at just the right angle. So all that kind of stuff, we're paying a lot of attention to those kinds of details, which is really important. All right. What engine is this? This is the Unreal Engine 4. Isn't it gorgeous?
Dun, dun, dun.
These graphics, Remco, would you say these graphics are representative of final, or are they only going to
No,
get better?
everything that you see is in pre-alpha state. We're always trying to search for improvements. We recently upgraded our engine to the latest version, so when that happens, you always have to go through all of the settings again to see if things are changed. But yeah, we'll absolutely just keep continuing to improve the visuals, especially when it comes to the vehicle customization that we're working on to give the players very nice looking ships.
And another cool thing I think that's going to be exciting to work with is we just successfully integrated NVIDIA's Flex and Flow integrations into the engine, which will be go a long way for creating some really cool effects.
Yeah,
with
that stuff's gonna be. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Can we talk about blood?
If you want to.
Oh man, I don't know the whole run. Who knows the whole rundown? Whitmore's told me it so many times, and I feel bad for not paying enough attention.
Oh boy.
Basically, it turns into crystals. Yeah, we're gonna have blood crystals
Over
floating
time,
around.
so yes.
Yeah, depending on what environment you bleed out into, it does different things, right?
Yeah.
So, if your cockpit has been compromised, you have it's been breached, then it should all get sucked out of holes, or if it's not a non-pressurized area, it'll crystallize and form into things or a solid and bounce around the interior of the cockpit. So little things like that, they go a long way for selling the immersion, right?
Yeah. Hey, no, I think there's a problem with this. I think it's just showing my face repeatedly over and over again.
Oh.
Your amazingly pretty face.
Yeah, hi guys. You've been seeing a lot of me. That's cool.
I clicked a hotkey for OBS. I apologize about that, people.
This is why we're practicing now.
Yep. That's why the test stream is here.
Yep, so we're gonna rebind those.
Awesome. Let's see. So some cool stuff that we have, if anybody's interested. If you like flying stuff with a joystick and a thruster, we have full Thrustmaster joystick support, which is really, really fun. And it's also it's gamepad ready, right? We have that working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gamepad, if you want to use gamepad, you can do that if you're into that kind of thing. And of course, mouse and keyboard, my personal favorite. Although Thrustmaster is really sick. And then you get Thrustmaster, get it all in VR. Oh yeah, that's another thing to mention. Everything's in VR, and it looks just as gorgeous as it looks right now. So get hyped. It's awesome.
Oh, VR makes it really impressive. The first time I put it on and I was going through the hangar, you really get the impression of how big things are. Like then you really get the impression of like this is really the Pegasus is this giant ship and the Shrike is teeny tiny.
Yeah.
And it makes everything like this asteroid becomes 10 times as big. Like it feels so much bigger. Like it's
Yeah. So Remco, this might be a good question for you. The solar system and stuff like Saturn out in the background, is that currently at 1-to-1 scale, or have we scaled it down slightly?
No, it is. Isn't it?
It's I'm pretty sure it's 1-to-1. I didn't want to make that claim though without clarifying.
Like we took our distance tool and measured the distance that this gap in the ring of Saturn is supposed to be, and the mesh reflects that. Like it's it's like it's over 10 kilometers. I know that much.
I mean, trying to fly towards the planet will take you
You'll
maybe a day. I don't even. It will take
so
very,
long.
very, very long.
You'll run out of propellant before you ever. Yeah. You'll run
Well,
out of
but if
propellant.
perpetual
so-
motion, you don't have to go faster, right?
I
Once you go, you
got
go.
there once. I got up to like going 2,000, and it's 2,000 meters per second. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was going like 2,000 meters per second. I left it there for a solid couple of hours, and it
Got
nearly
nowhere
broke
with
my
it.
computer, but I got there.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Nice.
But yeah, so that's something really worth noting though, is that everything you see, as far as like planets and asteroids and stuff, they're all actual things in the world. They are there. They are more or less to scale as best as we can do, to my knowledge.
Yeah. There are some limitations with the engine right now, like
Yes, so Saturn is a real object. That's what I was getting at.
It
Saturn is a
seems
real
I
thing.
sure.
You could technically go smash into it and die a horrible Saturn flamey death.
well, not smash technically, if we're going to be scientific,
Well,
but fall into
you'll
its
disappear.
atmosphere
You
until
are
your
correct.
ship is crushed by the pressure, right?
Yes,
Or-
yes.
Burn up.
Burn. Yeah, well, yeah, because none of these ships are designed for atmosphere reentry, right?
No,
Well, I
that
mean,
is
I'm
correct.
sure some could survive if their orbital speeds were low enough and they got the reentry angle right? They could.
Yeah,
Like,
the
most
Hyperion
Most of them
might make
could
it.
not. The Shrike would definitely
The
not
Shrike
do
would
well.
just be gone.
But it's all about speed. Like it's like, if you belly flop off of a high dive versus belly flopping off of a bridge, it's gonna do a lot more damage off a bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to try to like get closer to the planets as well, so you get like a real big scale size again,
Yeah.
to make it like very impressive looking.
Remco, do you want to talk about the waves? I know you get really
The
excited about the waves.
Oh, the waves. Yeah, so the moon Daphnis is basically responsible for the Keeler gap that is inside of, I think it's the F ring. I believe so. And that's just basically because it's rotating around Saturn within the rings. And at 2 points in, I believe it's at 2 points in the rings, it starts creating these waves before and after the object due to its, I think, centrifugal force, like it's slowly rotating and maybe some magnetic force. I'm not completely sure about that, but it creates like these giant. I think it could be 30 to 60 kilometer big waves on the edges of the rings that can look very spectacular. And we're trying to make that work in game and have them moving as well, so they like slowly react to the actual Daphnis rotation. But since everything is very big, it's not a very easy thing to accomplish. So we are trying our utmost best to get that working and get it in game. But it'll be very fun once it is.
Are you guys ever gonna start murdering each other?
I am.
I want to see y'all shoot.
If I am able to join, it would be nice.
I don't think it's there's a problem with joining.
So we might have some technical issues with the current build, unfortunately.
Never mind. Noah, can you either share Remco's screen or switch over to a Shrike? Because one of the guys in here, he wants to see something other than the outside of the Pegasus.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Boom. Shrikey Dyke. So this is the Shrike. The Shrike is our sort of bread and butter fighter. It's fast. It's agile. It's got one heck of an arsenal. We lovingly refer to it as the flying pixel because it's so tiny and it's hard to hit. But the thing is, if you do get hit, you're gonna die real quick because it's got hardly any protection. It doesn't have a whole lot of integrity. To where it can like really hold together and take a whole bunch of damage, but boy, is it fun to fly! It's
very nimble. It's very like its rotations are a lot quicker than like the Pegasus as an example. The Pegasus is a lot heavier, so it takes a lot more force to rotate it as well. So yeah,
the Pegasus is essentially a transport vehicle, boarding vehicle.
The thing's a tank.
Heavy assault, yeah. It's essentially, so the Shrike would be your light scout vehicle. Pegasus can take a lot more damage, and it's a little slower, a little more cumbersome, but it gets the job done, right?
Yeah. Do you want to show the outside of the Shrike? Maybe like.
Yeah.
Extend the sensor array. So what Noah's about to do is he's going to extend the array for his sensors. And there they go. So what actually just happened there is those wings that you see, they're not actually wings, they're sensor arrays. So when he extends those out, it's sort of like popping up the antenna on your on an old radio or something, right? And it increases the range that your sensors can see. Which actually comes into a lot of relevancy in combat in certain moments when you're like trying to like pull crazy formations and like deep space stealth maneuvers and stuff like that, trying to evade your enemies. If you get out of sensor range, then you got to extend those, but that has the trade-off of now you've got these giant targets out there, so you've made a bigger target for the enemy to hit, and if they hit one of your sensors, that's it. Your sensors are gone and you can't see anything anymore. So it's sort of a cost benefit, which is what our game is all about, really. How many ships will you support at launch?
Depends on the stretch goals.
That really, yep, it's entirely dependent on funding. So right now we've got 2 working in game, and we've got another one coming in. When do you think the Hyperion will be done, Noah?
Well, it's like
very
80% done. Yeah, that's very close.
Very soon.
So we should be able to show the Hyperion within what, a week?
Yeah,
approximately, yes.
So we'll be showing off the Hyperion. That'll be fun. I actually can't wait. I've never flown the Hyperion.
Oh, it'd be very fun. It's pretty fast at the moment.
Nice.
It's a beast.
I love it. I can't wait. How many? Do you guys know how many weapon slots does the Hyperion have?
I do not currently know, to be honest.
A
lot.
Yeah.
It has missile pods on the sides that has, let's see, I think it's like 16 exits on every side. So that's 32. It's got lasers. if I'm correct.
Well, it's got slots for energy-based weapons. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice, dude.
So
This thing's
I
gonna be
mean,
mean.
everything will need a pretty. We'll need to balance it once we have like all the weapons implemented and set up. You know, like there'll be balancing. So
Check all
just
the versions together, see how they work.
may gain
Properly
or
balance it.
lose capability. I'm about to crash. I just crashed.
Oh no.
As always,
Yeah, so
focus.
control, even for us, keeping control of your ship can be pretty hard at times.
When you're not paying attention, yeah.
When you're probably paying attention, absolutely.
I'm just pressing
Yeah.
button.
Yep. Do you guys want to try flying without the AI assist on?
I've been doing that like this whole time. So
Oh, seriously?
yeah. So
Yeah,
cool
that'll
thing.
make
Let me
things
see.
a lot
Let me
harder.
see if I
Hardcore,
can.
man.
Let me see if I can do the Atlas bullseye. Like get the ship to coast through the door from a ways off
Oh yeah.
using the velocity vector. Gotta get lined up.
What was the fastest that you flew into the Atlas? Like
Well,
250?
250, and you stop like a couple meters from the back end or backside. But I haven't tried flying in backwards yet, and then doing a retrograde burn.
Oh yeah, that will
Dude.
probably be better.
You should try to do like a flip and burn as you're flying through.
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go.
Try it. You're probably gonna die a fiery death.
Yeah.
This will not be advised during an actual game because the
Why
company
not?
will
I advise it.
punish you
I
if you
advise
crash.
it.
It will cost you. It will cost you money.
It
you
will.
crash.
It will cost you money, but get good, and then
You should repair your ship.
So
Buy a new
velocity vector is lined up. Coming.
all right, you got this.
There we go. We're gonna flip. Ugh.
Ooh, you're gonna crash into the back.
No, I'm definitely. No, we're good.
No,
Oh.
you're easy. Oh,
Whoa!
there you go. Very, very nice, sir.
All right, ladies, there you have it. No,
I respect you for that.
master pilot. Well done.
Cool. Did it first
That
try.
was.
That wasn't as embarrassing as I thought it was gonna be.
See, guys, you can be a master pilot too. It might be hard at first, but one day you become as good as Noah Brewster, and
Then you can challenge.
And then you run into an asteroid like I'm about to do.
Yeah.
Because I was doing victory spins. Oh, no, missed it. We're good.
one thing that a friend of mine asked, can you do barrel rolls?
Yeah. And this would be where that
Zero G
fluid
barrel
simulation
rolls.
stuff comes in because your pilot would start vomiting everywhere.
Profusely.
Oh yeah. Well, also, I mean, how many G forces do you think you're pulling right now?
When the strike cockpit, you're relatively close to the center of gravity. So
So probably not
at the top of your head and bottom of your heels, like the heels of your feet, you'd be pulling some, but it wouldn't be deadly
Super
unless
bad.
you got really a whole ton of angular velocity going, like
Oh, yeah.
lot.
The angular velocity is what'll do it. Crazy flips confirmed.
Yep.
Indeed. Crazy flips happening all the time.
So to a certain extent, I guess we can like start creating like a new version of a 360 no scope.
the flip and burn get
The
destroyed.
flip and burn railgun shot. Railgun one shot flip and burn.
Dude, some of that happened actually while we were at PAX. Like, I swear, at PAX, some
Yeah.
of the craziest shots happened.
I bet.
Dude, like out of nowhere, right? These random people who'd never touched the game, and they just pulled off these insane 1 in a million shots. I was just like, how'd that happen? Jack just said the word propellant.
My propellant is very low. I only have 1,000 units left.
Oh, yeah.
Or just respawn.
Yeah, true. Yeah, is there anything else we want to see in game?
Yeah, if anybody has any last minute questions or anything, any like requests that they want to see, this is more of a test stream. We'll be going into a lot more detail on some other topics tomorrow. We're streaming tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you're around that time, come tune in, check it out, say hi. Nobody's typing anything in chat.
No problem. It was fun.
I've had fun.
Yeah, no problem, Rangman.
Noah pulled off some crazy maneuvers.
Again. Woo.
Well, I will do a little competition next time. See who gets closest to the back wall.
Oh, I'm out of propellant.
Yeah. Oh, it's over. It's all over.
I gotta
all
use
right.
RCS now.
Oh, somebody wants to see another crazy flip.
What?
Just force a new vehicle. Try one more crazy maneuver.
Okay. That was a pretty good one at the end there. We're dumbfounded. Apparently so.
Jack has a question apparently.
Reaction mass. See, well, that's something that can change. It could be delta V. It could be the mass of the propellant left in the storage apparatuses. Right, yeah, for the Shrike, it's just the mass. It's a mass value, I believe. Still have to get the delta V calculations.
Landing and takeoff mechanics.
No, not yet. We will have docking mechanics because there's no really landing.
Yeah. I mean, because you're in 0G the whole time, right? You don't actually land ever, technically.
All right. Around asteroids and moons, there would be some gravity, but it wouldn't be anything that the maneuvering thrusters couldn't handle to orient and position the ship where it needs to be for the docking clamps or arms or whatever to grab on and properly align the ship. All right.
Oh, dude, you almost crashed right there.
I
That was
did
close.
almost crash. I'm talking and I
close.
was not focusing on where I was going.
Ultra
whoa.
multitasking.
This is why you don't text and drive.
Exactly. Yep.
You gotta pay attention. Hey, Noah, do you want to show off the cockpit real quick and look around? Just be like, hey, look, my pilot.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. I just went into the shadow of the asteroid, so let me get into
Of course, perfect timing
back
to
into the light.
do that.
There we go. All right, so yeah, we have pilots, and they move and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty nice little.
It looks
cockpit.
really sick in VR.
Yeah, it's
Really sick. Oh, okay. So he's asking not so much about like, do we have the mechanics to land and take off, but like after a match is over, do we have to like fly back into the hangar and land in the
fly
hangar?
back to base. We'll have to see. I mean, that's something that we haven't really talked about. So
I don't know.
That the current design does
It's a
not
cool
call
idea.
for that. Yeah,
It's a cool idea. It might interfere with like player flow, and gameplay flow because we want to get you in and out of gameplay super fast. Jack just says yes. Listen to Jack. He knows everything. He's the director.
So I guess you have to save enough fuel for your return trip home.
Cool.
Okay, flip it.
All
I'm
right.
gonna do one last burn and then we can call it.
All right, one more burn, and then we're going to leave. If you have last-minute questions, ask them. I don't know if Jack was responding to what we were talking about, or if he was responding to Isaac here. But do you have ideas for reactor/energy-based propulsion that is going to be only for FTL stuff? So no,
Or is it
faster.
going to be?
No, so faster than light. That's what he means by FTL, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure I'm not an idiot. Bye, Rangman.
You're right, man.
Oh, Jack says we will have to land. Oh,
Well, there you go.
sick. I can't wait to program that mechanic. That sounds like fun. But so FTL, so faster than light travel is not a thing. Doesn't exist. It's not going to happen. Also, the EM drive, or electronic-based drives in general, are very much not hard science. It's a pipe dream of current-day physicists, and they wish that it would be happening. But it's just not, and it's not. There's not enough evidence for it actually being viable that we can feel confident putting it in our game as hard science. And
nice, no.
dude, no, you're getting too good at this. I'm not playing against
I
you.
hit the wall.
Like
That was null and void. I hit the wall.
Oh shoot!
I scraped it. My ship didn't die. It probably should have, but it didn't. Let's check damage on things.
Check them out. Oh, the thruster is working.
Yeah.
Here's a little sneak peek at our component damage view. There you go. Check it out. You can see all the components in your ship. It's pretty cool. Ooh, those are new.
Well, these have been here for a while. Essentially.
Nobody told me they were there. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Anything else we want to go over or talk about, or are we happy with this?
Yeah, no, I think thanks for coming out, everybody. That's here.
Thanks for everyone who came out. Everybody asking questions. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys tomorrow for the real full live stream. But yeah, it looks like our systems are working though.
Yep.
Across the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a. Well, we'll talk about that at tomorrow's live stream.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Secret stuff.
But all right, guys. Thanks so much.
For joining.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.